One of the most dangerous moments in trading is when a trader knows that they should close a trade, but they don't. They end up holding it. Deep down, they're hoping that price will come back. They're hoping it will reverse. They're hoping that they can stop this loss being a loss and make it to a break even or a win. That single moment of hesitation, that's when a small loss turns into an account killer. So welcome back to episode 3 of The Trader's Mind. This is where we break down everything psychology and mindset to do with day trading to help you guys improve. And my name's Brandon. I've been trading for over 4.5 years and I trade out here in Dubai full time. And today we're talking about one of the biggest habits in day trading, and that's holding on to losing trades. Because honestly, most traders don't blow their accounts because of a bad losing streak or because of a bad setup. They blow it because they have one small loss of a trade, which turns into just blowing the entire account. So why does this happen? Strange thing about trading is taking a loss feels emotional, even when logically it's completely normal. But once money gets involved, ego does as well. So then traders stop viewing that trade objectively and they start thinking of it as personally. Like if they're losing, it's a personal attack on themselves. So they're basically thinking, instead of the setup failed, they're thinking to themselves that I failed, that you failed. And that's when traders freeze. That's when they remove that stop loss, because closing that losing trade is like admitting defeat. And honestly, holding a losing trade is like holding on to a bad relationship that you're in, but you've refused to leave because you've already invested way too much emotionally. So instead of getting attached to reality, you start getting attached to hope. Hope that it will get better. Hope that it will turn around, instead of reacting to actual facts. And that's what happens with your losing trade. If you don't react to the facts, it's about to hit your stop loss. You react to the emotions that you don't want that trade to lose. You don't want it to hit your ego hard. So you remove that stop loss and you just pray and hope it goes back up. So what's the real psychology behind holding these losing trades? The first part is ego. Because most people hate being wrong. I hate being wrong, you're gonna hate being wrong. But the thing is with trading is it forces you to be wrong consistently. If you have a 60% win rate, you know you're going to be wrong at least 4 times out of every 10 trades you take. You need to accept that. But if you can't accept that, it's gonna be a massive struggle, because you're now going to be attached to only being a winner, to only getting winning trades. And when you do take the losses, it's gonna affect you a lot worse and a lot harder than if you actually accepted that losses are part of this game. So instead of just letting it hit the stop loss, you basically start to negotiate with the market. You think, all right, maybe it just needs a little bit more room here, so I'll move my stop loss down a bit. Or it's probably manipulation, it's definitely gonna go back up. Again, I'm gonna remove my stop loss because I just wanna let the market breathe. Or just getting it in your head that you think the market will reverse soon, especially if you're doing like a counter trend trade. And then slowly and slowly and slowly, this is now not a strategy. This is just emotional trading. This is emotional hope. And your trading plan is basically your emotions. And the next part, leading on from ego, is loss aversion. So there's a psychological concept called loss aversion. So humans generally experience losses more painfully than an equivalent win positively. So if you won $100 and you lost $100, you're going to feel more emotions with the loss than you are with the equivalent win. So the reason why you're potentially moving these stop losses is because you're trying to avoid locking in these negative emotions that you do get with a loss, even though you know that holding that loser is going to make the whole situation a whole lot worse. And that's why I can imagine a lot of you cut winners instantly, like straight away, 5 minutes as a winner, you see a little reversal, you close that trade, which is bad. But then you can hold a losing trade for hours or days or weeks and not feel too bad about it, because you just want to be right. You just want to have those positive emotions because you're just scared of having that negative emotion come through for that moment. And as I mentioned before, you're now no longer trading a strategy. You're purely trading hope. Hope is your new strategy. And this is where trading becomes extremely dangerous, because eventually your analysis will eventually disappear. You'll stop analyzing the markets, you'll stop analyzing the trades, and it will just be a place and hope. So then your trading's no longer based on probability, it's not based on structure, and it's not based on confirmation. Just hope. But we all know that the market does not reward hope one bit. It rewards discipline, patience, and experience. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, holding on to losers is the main majority of why accounts get blown. Most accounts don't die from a losing streak of 10 trades with your normal risk management or 20 trades. They die with one trade that should have been normal, which should have been your normal risk management, which should have been fine for you to take that loss. But then you remove the stop loss. It gets progressively worse. Then you move it further and further and further down until in your mind, you're basically thinking it's either this or nothing. So you're holding it and holding it and holding it, and eventually it will blow your account. So instead of taking potentially that 1% loss, you took 100% loss because you couldn't accept that 1% loss. You couldn't accept to be wrong that one time. But now you've blown the account. Now you need to start again. All because you refuse to exit. And now your emotions are going to be so much worse because you haven't just taken a loss, you've lost the account. That's so much worse. But you don't see those emotions. You can't think about how you're going to feel whilst you're in that trade, whilst it is losing, and you're just constantly thinking of survival. I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose. But that eventually is what is going to kill your account. It's going to blow it. And every trader has done this. I've done it multiple times. And I'm sure you guys, if you're watching this video, you have done it as well and are currently doing it. Maybe you're even sat in a losing trade at the moment, which you have removed the stop loss from. And if you are sat in that trade right now, please cut it early, please. And it goes exactly like this. You enter a trade, it most likely usually goes straight into the negative. And you see it come down and down and down, and your balance is going smaller and smaller and smaller. And then you start looking at the market again. Then you think, all right, maybe if I just move it down to this level, I might be safe. But then it keeps coming. And then it starts to reach that level. Then you move it down again and again. And then you start to get frustrated. You start to get stressed. And now you've given yourself no other option but to hold that trade. Because if you cut that early, you might lose 50% of your account. And you're thinking in your head, if I lose 50% of the account and then it does reverse straight away and go back into profit, you're going to beat yourself up. And that's why you'll never close it. Because you don't want to sit there, see it reverse once you've lost a huge amount of money. And that's why you sit there until the account gets blown, because you're hoping it will reverse. And that, again, is probably why you feel so mentally exhausted with day trading. I used to feel so exhausted with it. Nowadays, I don't at all, because I'm in the markets for an hour, 2 hours max per day. But if you've got this losing trade that you're holding and holding and holding for hours and days, it's all you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be checking it constantly, seeing what the market's doing. And it's going to destroy you mentally. And even when it does blow the account, or say it doesn't blow the account, it's going to destroy you mentally. And because it happened once, and because it did reverse once, you're going to now expect it to always reverse again. So you're now going to start to risk 100% of your account, of your capital, on every single trade, when that shouldn't be the case. So how do you actually fix this? Because getting out of doing this is obviously the most important part. I've broken it down into 4 steps, which I use myself. The first step is you need to accept losses are completely normal. As I mentioned earlier, if you have a 60% win rate, you need to know that out of every 10 trades you take, you're going to lose 4. Out of every 20 trades, you're going to lose 8. You need to accept the loss. And that's why having strong risk management is really important here. You need to be happy to lose that set percentage or dollar amount if that trade loses. You need to know that if you lose X, Y, Z amount, that you won't react emotionally, that you'll be like, okay, fine, no problem, we'll try again tomorrow. Because no one has a 100% win rate. Everyone takes losses. And you need to just accept that, because you're going to be a lot less skilled than these professional traders out here. And even they don't have a 100% win rate. So why do you think you will? Why do you think you deserve to have that? You don't. And leading on from that, rule 2 is you need a predefined risk. This is super important. So before entering a trade, before even analyzing the market, you need to know exactly how much you're willing to risk and you're willing to lose if that trade goes wrong. And you need to be comfortable with that amount where it isn't going to affect you emotionally. And if that level does get hit, accept the loss. You need to accept the loss before the trade even begins. So set a predefined risk, be 1%, 0.5, 0.25%, whatever you're comfortable with. But remember, the more risk you use, the more chances you are going to hold on to that losing trade. And step 3 is stop watching your P&L. This is destroying you. It's just exhausting your brain when you're watching your P&L go up and down throughout the trade. The best thing to do if you do just sit there and watch P&L and you've got itchy fingers to close the trade or edit the trade is set the trade on whatever platform you're using, MetaTrader, Topstep X, or any of the future brokers, and then go over to TradingView. Put the long position or the short position down on TradingView and watch it there. Because now there's no percentage amount, there's no dollar amount, and you can purely see the market play out. And once it hits your stop loss or your take profit, then you can see, perfect, I made X, or, oh no, I lost X. But it's fine because you had a predefined risk. And step 4, you just need to understand this hard truth. Small losses protect traders. Huge losses destroy accounts. And your discipline isn't proven when you win a trade. Your discipline is proven when you're in that losing trade and you can sit there and let it hit your stop loss. You can let it hit that level, which you thought of as a stop loss when you had a clear mind. If you can't do this, your trading will be uncontrollable. You'll never pass prop firm accounts. You'll never be able to scale a live account. You'll never be able to withdraw money in trading without gambling. And your goal here, and I hope it is to be a consistent trader, not a gambler. So at the end of the day, holding on to these losing trades isn't a strategy. You're just hoping. It will destroy your accounts so quickly, and I can say that from personal experience, and I'm sure you guys can as well. I know as a human being, you want certainty. I know that. But holding that losing trade isn't going to give you certainty. Certainty is going to be given by the trade either hitting your stop loss or your take profit. And that's it. And you need to remember that losses are part of the game. They're important. Losses are where your mindset is truly built. Anyone can take a winning trade. Anyone can take profit. That's fine. But no one can sit there, take a loss and not react to it. They can see the markets going against what they thought was right and still hold on to that losing trade until it hits your stop loss and not remove that stop loss. And mastering this, honestly, this is gonna be one of the biggest things that you need to know to become a profitable trader. And I'm saying that from experience. I used to do this all the time. One of the first big losses I had in day trading was when I had about $3,000 in a live account. My goal every day was to try and make $100 to $200 on that account. But one day I entered a trade and it never went into profit at all. Just went down and down and down. Instead of taking a trade out at say minus $200 or minus 500 or even minus 1,000, I let it go all the way till my balance hit 0. And that's when it really hit me that holding on to these losing trades is not good. You might get lucky a few times, but luck isn't how you become a consistent trader. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Also, if you need extra help with your psychology and mindset and risk management, click the link in my description. It will take you to my website. There's loads of stuff for you guys to use on there. I've got a free Telegram group for you guys to join. I've got a free trading plan builder if you don't have one already, and also a trading journal that connects to that trading plan builder as well. So it knows if you're following all your rules and your plan. And if you want to take more of a deep dive into your psychology, into your trading, I have coaching calls available as well. So if you want to book one of those, either just message me on Instagram, TikTok, or Telegram, or you can book it on the website and we can get that sorted for you. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in episode 4.